Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I thought I'd do a slightly different video. Um, just got some casual T62 gameplay in the background, and I thought we could go over the announcement of Tier 6. Something I'm actually rather excited about. I was wanting more top tier tanks, or more modern tanks in War Thunder for a while, and I think it'll be a good thing for the game. I am a little disappointed about what the Americans are getting at the moment. Like, the ONTOS would be cool, but why couldn't we get a better M60? Oh well. We'll see what comes in the future. But first, generally in this video, I think I will just discuss what I'd like to see for, say, Germany and Britain, as they're the only two nations that we haven't really heard anything about yet. Although when this video comes out, we may already have had what's coming for Germany or Britain announced, but we'll find out. But let's start with Russia. So, yesterday was it? I watched Fly's stream and I'm actually really happy. I was talking about the T64 in the Discord for a couple of days and I can't believe they're actually adding it. I'm definitely going to get it straight up. I don't know if I'll pay money to get it. I don't really have any Russian Tier 5 premiums besides my object. And that's not even premium, that's got a talisman. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. It's the T64. I reckon, personally, it'll play a lot like the T62 does, but with a faster reload. If you think about it, it is essentially a upgraded T62. Yes, it's made by a different manufacturer, and you can tell that by the fact that it's got the T10M style road wheels compared to the large round T34, T54, T55, T62, and most modern Russian tanks have. That is the other thing I don't like about the T64, but it is going to be a really cool tank. It's going to have its weaknesses though. The 3 crew members will be a weakness, and because of how the Russian autoloaders work, the way the ammo is stored is going to be another massive weakness. And that you hit it anywhere centre mass, you should ammo rack it. That's assuming you pen it. It will definitely be one of the more powerful new top tier tanks, from what I can tell. But that's until we find out what Germany and Britain get. I'll touch on them a little bit later. Then we have I'm not really interested about the aircraft, but we've got that flying boat that's basically going to be like a prop-driven IL-28 that can swim. It's not. I personally don't find it that amazing. I'm more interested in the tanks. But yeah, I think the T64 will be a great introduction. Personally, I would have liked the T72, but that's maybe getting a tad too modern at that stage, and they just want to try it out first. I guess we'll see what happens in the future. Next, I think I'll just start discussing America. I mean, we got the saw the leak of the M60 that was shown. Well, it was leaked the day the T64 was announced. Personally, before they announced it was the M60 that we got, I was really praying that it would be the M60A3 with ERA, because that would give America a very strong contender at this new for the Tier 6, as not only would it have the ERA protection, but the M60A3 has a spall liner inside it, which would basically reduce the spalling effect of your APF SDS shells and reduce the spalling effect of heat shells as well. So even if you did have the ERA taken off, heat would not do a massive amount of spalling damage or splash damage. It would really only do straight line damage. Same with the APF SDS. And also the spall liner would mean that this thing, the M60A3, would be nearly impervious to HESH. Now, I'm not sure if it had the spall liner all around the tank. I know it definitely had it on the turret, but I'm not so sure about the hull, so that would be kind of a balancing factor, but it would make it a far more competitive tank than the M60 Rise that we're going to end up getting. As it's essentially just an M60A1 with ERA and a better shell for the gun. Yes, it does get smoke launchers. That'll be a nice addition, as that's one thing I think the M60 lacks in game currently. Same with the Russian top tier mediums, meaning the T62 and T55. It's sad the T64 doesn't get smoke grenade launchers, but I'm not sure if the early T64s had them. I know there were models that had them plastered on the front of the turret, like you see on the T72s, but well, it is what it is. Alright, what else? The Americans got the, I can't remember what, I think it was the M50 Ontos. That thing is going to be a lot of fun, I can picture. I've researched the Type 60 SPRG, but I haven't played it yet. But I've got a friend who has played it, and he loves it and reckon it's a hell of a lot of fun. So if the M50 Ontos is going to be like that at all, I can picture it being a lot of fun. This is kind of a stupid idea, but I can just imagine setting all the guns to one fire button, running around a corner, driving into someone and shotgunning them. It'd probably kill you, but it'd be hilarious. Anyway, so let's move on to Germany next. Germany is the one I'm most excited about. There are so many different tanks that Germany could get that it's going to be hard to tell, and all of them, besides with the MBT-70. I know everyone's going to hate me for saying I don't like it, but personally I do not like the MBT-70, and it was never a production tank. It was only ever a joint project between Germany and America, and Germany dropped it after seeing the flaws in it and just continued to develop the Leopard, and that's how we ended up with the Leopard 2. And then America continued with it for a bit longer, realised it was a flawed plan and dropped it as well. But anyway, for Germany, a couple of tanks I think they could possibly get is they may get another Leopard 1, either get one of the main production variants like the Leopard 1A4 or Leopard 1A5. They wouldn't really add much to the Germans, so yeah, sure, we could give them a new shell, but that is really it for them. It'd be more interesting if we were to get, say, the Leopard 1A6, which was a Leopard 1 with a new turret which had composite armour and mounted the 120mm smoothbore built by Rheinmetall, which is the same gun that was mounted on the Leopard 2A5 from the April Fool's event, and basically the same gun that's mounted on all your Leopards besides your most recent variants. Yes, it would have worse ammo than the one we had in the April Fool's event, but that's to be expected as it's an earlier application of the gun. They're not going to have the advanced shells that they had then. But I reckon won't take away much from the current Leopard playstyle, which I love, just being able to run aggressive or make it work in almost every situation, assuming you don't take a hit. But with that you'll have more firepower, able to deal with the newer tanks and dish out more punishment. Another possible addition to the Germans would be possibly maybe the prototype Leopard 2 or the first production variant of the Leopard 2. I know this may be a little more advanced than anything we have in game, being the Leopard 2, but in comparison to the T64, it'd really only have better turret armour. I mean, it had the same gun as if we got the Leopard 1A6, same mobility, but slightly better armour in general. And the thing is, it'd still have the same similar playstyle to the Leopard A1A1 that we have in game currently, as it's still a very mobile tank. It's just got better armour. Everybody complained that possibly that's a power creep for Germany, but I don't think it will be. The T64 will be able to kill it easily, as the Leopards 2s have pretty meh hull armour. The only really great thing is it'd be really, really hard to kill in a hold down position. It won't be able to go and brawl and take the hits like the T64 will be able to, but it'll have better hold down survivability, and with that gun being as powerful as it is, it'll be a very good ridgeline sniper. But as I said, with its mobility and the addition of the extra armour, I reckon you'll be able to take it into a brawling situation and come out on top if you know what you're doing. Alright, so another thing that Germany may get, I know this is the one I don't like, but the MBT-70, already kind of discussed this. It was a flawed project, but everyone seems to want it. Personally, as I said, I don't like it. The MBT-70 was a joint experiment, if you want to call it that, between America and Germany to produce a new main battle tank for their armies. Only problem is it had flaws. The gun, I'm pretty sure, didn't prove to be that great, and the fact the driver was in the turret disorientated him and made it difficult for him to drive / know where he was driving. Also, I have a feeling it was more expensive than if they were just continued development of the Leopard, but I'm not sure on that, so don't quote me. But personally, I reckon Germany will benefit more if they were to get another Leopard variant, and the thing is, what's supporting the Leopard variant is that the German army used the Leopard variant, whereas the MBT-70 was only ever a prototype and never saw combat use. It saw trials, but that was really it. Right, so now the last nation. Let's move on to Britain. Britain's going to be kind of boring, if I'm completely honest. There are a couple of vehicles that they could get, but most of them are kind of just repeats / slightly better armoured versions of tanks that we already have in game. One idea, which I think this is cool, but it won't be anywhere near as good as the others, is the Centurion shot tank. Like the M60 Rise that we're getting in game, it was an Israeli modification. They replaced the engine and gave it a more powerful engine. They replaced the gun and fire control systems and radios in it and gave it more coax machine guns. And they also covered it with ERA. I'll find a picture of it and post it here. Personally, it is in my opinion, it is a really cool looking tank, but it will be less effective than, say, if we were to get another Chieftain. My next idea for the British early Tier 6 tank will be the Chieftain Mark 10 or Mark 11 with the Stillbury armor package. I mean, there's nothing really special about either of these tanks, but they will give Britain the competitive edge. Well, not really the competitive edge. They will give Britain a adequate tank. They'll be the most... I don't know how I'd put this. They had arguably some of the worst hull armor for that battle rating, as all it is essentially a Chieftain Mark 5 with a laser rangefinder instead, better fire control systems, removal of that coax, ranging 50 cal, and the addition of the Stillbury armor package, which was a armor plate with rubber, well, an armor plate, rubber, then just standard Chieftain turret. So it's essentially an early form of composite armor and would give the Chieftain way better turret armor for the drawback that it's still a Chieftain with its poor hull armor and really inadequate engine. I mean, the gun will be the same. It'll be cool because it'll get APFSDS and it'll be a really, really powerful gun, the quick reload, but that is really the only difference between, say, the Chieftain Mark 5 / Mark 3 that we have in game and if we were to get a Mark 11 or Mark 10. Another possible, this would be a slightly cooler variant of the Chieftain that we can get, would be one of the, I think it was either the Chieftain 800 or Chieftain 900. These two were, very few of them were made, but they were basically attempts to mount the trouble armor onto a Chieftain chassis. I've got a photo of it here. They are pretty cool looking, actually, and would give Britain a very powerful tank that differs to the current Chieftains we have in game. It would get the same ammo as the Chieftain Mark 11 if we were to get it, but the difference being is that from the front it would be incredibly difficult to kill, as the trouble armor is still some of the best armor in the world and is nearly impervious. It would make it nearly impervious from the front. I think you'd still be able to lower plate it, and maybe if you were to hit just above the driver's hatch, you could probably go through the turret ring and destroy the turret, but I don't know about that. It's still a cool looking tank and would give Britain a really good competitor for Tier 6. future tanks that I reckon we could. That's really it for my predictions for what may be really shown for these other nations. Japan won't really get anything, as they stuck using the Type 74 right up until they basically got their early Abrams equivalent, the Type 99, the Type 90 or 99, one of the two. It was basically their stopgap until they came up with the recent Type 10 main battle tank, and we can't very well get that in game just yet. Yeah, that's really it. Looking forward to the upcoming streams, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've got any ideas of what they may add, you can leave them down in the comments. But until next time, thanks for watching.